Double tap. Stop recording. Button. Double tap to activate.
Is it recording?
Screen on. Ringer silent. Pause. Button.
It
Double
is
tap to
recording. Oh my gosh, I did it. I did it with voice activation. Hello, my crafty and creative people. Yes, this video is about yarn. Yay! Okay. Well, I did already release a video Thursday morning. And it's Thursday night, May 8th. And you think I'd be working on my Finish It Friday video. And of course, I am working on my Finish It Friday video. But we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming for a short notice yarn sale. As somebody who does yarn content creation, I feel like one of the things on my channel that I can do for my viewers is help you find the deals and the yarn sales, right? Everything's expensive today. I love a sale. I love to save money. So if I can help you do that too, I am happy to do that. So today's featured yarn, so it is May 8th. The sale is released today. It is a Mother's Day sale. So the sale code is MOM15. MOM15. MOM15 is your sale code for 15% off store-wide at Paradise Fibers, my favorite local yarn store. Yay! Okay. So, what can you get at Paradise Fibers? Where are they at? They're located in Spokane, Washington. Yeah, they are. So, if you didn't see my local yarns, it's April 26th, it's Local Yarn Store Day, where I talked all about Paradise Fibers. We're going to look at some of the same yarns. If you don't know yet, Paradise Fibers does yarn. You can get your yarn, you can get your knitting needles, you can get your crochet hooks, you can get accessories, but they also do spinning and weaving. That's right. So if you're into spinning and weaving, or you're just curious about those, it's a great place to get your supplies as well, like the raw merino fiber that you need. They sell it by the pound there to do your spinning. Now the offer is good site-wide, and it did not say that there were any exclusions. Like sometimes when sites and stores do a major site-wide sale, they'll exclude certain products, like the really expensive stuff, right? It didn't say that anywhere. So if you're looking at that $500 spinning wheel, yeah, I'm just saying, it might be the time to get it. When you can get it 15% off, okay? Now, would I like to look at a loom and a spinning wheel? Of course. But, you know, the whole budget and space thing. My basement is still a construction zone, so I'm not setting up a spinning wheel down there anytime soon. But if you want to, you might want to call and double check and make sure that that's not excluded. But I couldn't find that anywhere. But for sure, you can get yarn. How do I know that? Because I bought some yarn today. Even I couldn't resist the sale today. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you don't know what's at Paradise Fibers, let's talk about it. They are my favorite place for Malabrigo. Let's look at some Malabrigo. Oh my God, look at this. This is the color is, what's the color? Purpurus. It's one of the purples. Malabrigo has several purples, and this is one of them, and it's called Purpurus. Malabrigo is, they have a variety of yarn. This is the Malabrigo Rios, which is the softest and the squishiest super wash merino I've ever felt. Like, it is not scratchy. It is not rough. Some wools, well, you can feel them, right? You know they're wool. This, yeah, I can rub it on my cheek. I can rub it on my face. Ooh, this is the kind of wool that you could make a scarf out of, for sure. There are some wools I wouldn't want to make a scarf out of, okay? This is a wool you could make a scarf with. You could make a cowl that goes nice and tight around your neck. You could definitely do sweaters, not just like a cardi that's gonna go over something. And when I make my hand knit sweaters, sometimes I wear things over under them, sometimes I don't. It depends on the yarn and the gauge and how tight it is. Most of the time, I'm wearing something underneath, just, for the extra layer and just in case. But it certainly is the kind of yarn that you can wear next to your skin. And it feels luscious and soft, not scratchy wool at all. So if it is the bougie yarn, okay, it is. Malabrigo is expensive yarn. This is the high end, plus it's hand dyed, okay? Look at the colors. So when you buy Malabrigo, you really want to get your yarn from the same dye lot. So if you're going to make a project, you want to get it all for the same project, if you can. Because dye lots definitely vary. And even in some of their yarn lines, the dyes can vary based upon the different fibers and how they take all this vibrant color. So you can definitely get your Malabrigo Superwash Merino Worsted Rios on sale, 15% off right now there. It is regularly $17 a hank. I believe these are about 200, it might be 210, something like that, yards. And they're regularly $17, which is about right. If you go to most of your local yarn stores, most of your retailers, $17 is about right. So then you're going to get that for 15% off. Okay, so that's my brain's not mathing that right now, what that is, but I'm just telling you, it's a little bit of a sale. So just a couple dollars off. That takes it under, we'll say it's under $15. That's what we'll say, under 15 a hank right now. So we got some of this papyrus. They are a small, well, I wouldn't say they're small actually. Paradise Fibers isn't really a small store, but they're not, they're not a Michael's, they're not a Joann's, they're not a chain store. They are a local yarn store. So they do have limited stock in certain colors. So I'm just going to tell you that if you wanted the Rios in the Ravelry Red, somebody might have purchased all that they had today, okay? So I'm not saying that they won't get more stock or that they haven't got more in, but when I was shopping there, all the Ravelry Red went into my cart, okay? I did make a purchase. So I'm just letting you know. But they did still have a little bit of Purple Mystery. They still had some of the Anniversario. They still had some of the Paris Night. The Wales Road. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. As somebody who's colorblind, you know that if you don't know that yet, hi, my name's May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet. And I also happen to be visually impaired, and that includes being colorblind. So I really struggle sometimes to buy yarns that aren't clearly labeled what color they are. And Malabrigo is one of those that some of the names are not clear what the colors are. Now I am playing with the AI is here, whether we like it or not. And the AI Gemini, I think sometimes the Google Gemini AI, I think sometimes it's getting the colors right, and sometimes, well, I'm not totally sure if it's getting the colors right. I don't know. So there were definitely some colors in stock that I was curious about, but I just couldn't get a good answer from the AI on what color it was. So I just passed on that because I was like, and you know what? I really can't afford to buy a lot of Malabrigo, so I should probably be thinking. If the AI was functioning the way that I wanted it to, yeah, I'd be in a lot of trouble because I would have wanted to buy all the Malabrigo, I'm sure. So now they also have the Malabrego Rasta there, which is the super bulky. They have the Malabrego, I think it's called Mecha, which is the bulky. They have Malabrego sock, which is your traditional sock yarn, so 75%, I believe it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This, the same beautiful colorways, the anniversary, the purples, the grays, the Ravelry reds. So they do have that, and they also have the Arroyo, which is the sport weight, and then they do have the silky merino. So if you really want to go with some of that high-end lace, if you want to go with the silky merino, they have it there. So if your mama is into yarn at all, she would love a gift from Paradise Fibers. Now, of course, my mother is not into yarn, so I'm not getting her something from there. She doesn't even want me to make her something anymore. I used to make my mom beautiful scarves, and she told me she doesn't wear them, and she doesn't want me to make them for her anymore. She said, don't make me any more scarves. So I don't make my mom any more scarves. But if your mom likes yarn, and she likes to knit and crochet, she would love a gift from Paradise Fibers. If I was a mom, I would love a gift from Paradise Fibers. No, I'm not. I've had my guide dogs. I've had horses. I've had chickens. Grew up with some cats. Lots of animals. But nobody to buy me a Mother's Day gift. So yeah, I bought the Ravelry red for myself. If you're wanting to know what the purple mystery looks like, this is what the purple mystery looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And this is the lace weight. Look at how fine that is. Wow. That's definitely some lace weight yarn. It is fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It's beautiful though, and it's still soft. Now this particular one is not super wash, so you do have to watch that. They do have some that are super wash and some that are not. So make sure you read the full description of the yarn when you keep that in mind with what projects you want to make. If you're thinking, like child or baby or whatever, the Rios is certainly soft for a baby, and it is super wash. But some of their very soft yarns, like this is a very soft merino, but it's not super wash. So I'm just saying, might not be the best choice for littles, right? Littles who may need things washed frequently. But let's see what else do we have here that they have on sale. So it's site-wide. So all of these yarns that not that is not from them. You can get, they are what is this? Oh yes, okay, this also made an appearance on my local yarn store day. This is also the Malabrego reels. This is the black. If you haven't seen their black, this is what the black looks like. It's beautiful. I could make a solid project with the black, or of course you could combine it with a variety of their colors. That would be beautiful. Their black would be beautiful all by itself. The black would be beautiful combined with other colors. So that's the Malabrego, and I can probably thank the Google Gemini for not working well yet, because otherwise I would have wanted all the Malabrego. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I love this stuff. My favorite yarn. So if you want to treat yourself or someone you love to high-end bougie yarns, this is your chance to get them 15% off. And don't worry, I still got my mom a Mother's Day gift. I did. My sister and I, we sent her flowers, a beautiful bouquet of carnations and lilies and roses and all the things that mothers like. So don't worry, I didn't forget. But Paradise Fibers has a wide selection of Cascade yarns. So if you also love Cascade yarns, they are a great place to get your Cascade yarns. And let's talk about some of them. I think a variety of the Cascade yarns can be good baby yarns. But let's talk about the Cherub. yarns first. This is a little bit of the Cherub Aran. It's the Aran. Now, that's the label. And Paradise Fibers carries the Aran and they carry the Decay. I believe there might be a few more weights in this, but I'm not positive that Paradise Fibers carries them all. This particular color, I can't even remember the name of it. I have to be honest with you. This is like a partial skein, and I don't even remember what I use it for. I got no clue what I use this yarn for. I'm just saying. I don't know. But this color is, I believe it's color 46, and I couldn't find it anywhere on the Cascade website anymore. So it may be discontinued. I think it's a fuchsia, a hot pink to a red. But any of the cherubs, the Aran or the Decay, are great baby yarns. They are nylon. I think they're 55% nylon and 45% acrylic. Somewhere in there. They're a nice balance. They are, so if you have a wool allergy, right? I know that there are definitely people in the crafting community who have wool allergies. So I'll try to show you if I can, so you can see. I don't know for sure where to find the color and the content info on the label for y'all. But I'll try to put it up there and maybe you can see it. I don't know. I'm not even sure which side of the label it's on. But if you have a wool allergy, then the Cherub line of Cascade yarns is great for you because there's no wool in it. And it's really, really soft. The nylon gives it that durability that we like with nylon. I'm going to be honest with you. I felt a lot of acrylic yarns and acrylic blends. And there are some acrylics that I wouldn't use for baby projects. They're stiff, they're scratchy. And Cherub is definitely a baby yarn because it is machine washable. It is incredibly soft. It is incredibly soft. It might be the softest acrylic blend I've ever felt, except for like some of the, I felt like some acrylic and, superwash merino blends that are super soft. But this is right up there with some of your soft, silky merinos. And it is completely machine washable, nylon and acrylic. So if you got a wool allergy, but you're still really looking for that silky, soft, smooth yarn, if you got a baby or a grandbaby, or your sister's having a baby and you want to make them a super soft project, I would definitely check out the Cherub line of Cascades, and you can get the Aran and the Decay, and they do have some of the baby colors. They've got the mint, they got the baby pinks, they got the baby blues. So like I said, I think this is possibly a discontinued color, but it's so soft. It is incredibly soft, and I even have a scarf worked up in it. I think that I believe that this is one of the purples. I'm pretty sure it's like a wood violet or a purple violet or something. I don't remember the color number. And I believe that this is the Cherub Decay, and it's definitely a scarf acrylic. It is. It's a kind of acrylic that you can wear around your neck without it feeling rough. And if you're blind or visually impaired, I made this scarf, and it is like got some lace on each side, and then you got some columns of cables, and then you got some more lace, and you got some more cables. This is a beautiful scarf pattern, and it takes, I believe, 2 hanks of the Cherub Decay. I believe that's all that this is. This scarf is 2 hanks, so you could make an adult scarf with 2 hanks of it. It's beautiful, it's soft, it's definitely scarf yarn, it's definitely baby yarn, it's definitely machine washable yarn. And I believe, oh gosh, the Decay, it's under $4 a skein. It's like 3 something, like $3.30 or something like that. Don't quote me on the exact price, but it's under $4. and it's 15% off. So it's a really good deal right now. And let's see. Oh yeah, Cascade. Let's talk about Cascade Pacific, because you can get this as well. And Cascade Pacific is another. It's another great baby yarn. Now this one does have wool in it. This is an acrylic. This is the Pacific, and this is an acrylic and superwash merino blend. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it's still incredibly soft, right? It's incredibly soft. I think that it still makes, this is the Pacific Chunky. Now, Paradise Fibers, Pacific yarn comes in a variety of weights. So you can get the regular Pacific, you can get the Pacific Sport, you can get Pacific Chunky, you can get Pacific Bulky. And this is the number 5, the Chunky. And it is also, I would say that the Pacific is also a good baby yarn. But it's not for people with wool allergies because it does have wool in it. But if you're looking for a good baby yarn, that's washable, I would also go with Cascade Pacific. And again, any of the weights, right? If you just want to make like a little sweater, the Sport would be great. If you're wanting to make a heavier blanket or blankets for you, the Chunky would be great. The Chunky would be great for a cardi. I'm looking at, I got some of the white here in my hand. This is the color white. And if you are new here, I do try to describe colors for other people who are blind or visually impaired when I know them, but I don't always know the colors. So I'm trying to decide with this if I want to make a blanket or if I want to make a cardi for me or a sweater. I don't know, but it's really soft. It's not as soft as the Cherub, but it's very, very soft. And you can get this at Paradise Fibers. And let's talk about a few of the other Cascade yarns. You can get your Cascade Superwash 220, and this is, I believe this is the color Cotton Candy. A nice, I think I got this for a baby project. I know that I cannot wear that cotton candy, okay? I can't. My mother's told me that over and over, but I'm pretty sure I've got it for a baby project. So you can get these cute little baby pinks and baby blues, and this is the Cascade 220 Superwash Sport, and I think that is also a great baby yarn. Now it's 100% wool, but it is a superwash. I would probably wash up delicate, like any hand knit, right? And then lay flat to dry. I mean, can you tumble dry? I think that they say you can, but I don't know if I would. You'll have to decide that. I think if you're really concerned about yarns and going in the dryer, make a small swatch. Make a little sample swatch before you make your project, and wash it and dry it on the settings that you like to use. And then you'll know, right? Measure your swatch before you put it in the dryer and see what happens. Do a little experiment. Does it shrink? Does it not? And then you'll know if that's super important to you, that you want to be able to put it in the dryer. So this is the Cotton Candy in the Super Wash Sport. Another nice little baby yarn. What else do we have? This is also, I believe, the Super Wash Sport. I did look this color up on the internet just now because I couldn't remember, didn't have a clue. And the color is Ruby, a beautiful, beautiful dark red. I love this color. That's gorgeous. Yeah, it is. Woo, that's pretty. So it does come in a ruby, and the Super Wash, if you haven't bought the Cascade 220s, they come in a wide range of colors. I've got a few more colors here. I don't know for sure. These two bags here that I have are chocolate and mocha. I believe I was going to do some brown color work projects, but I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember what it was that I was working on or that I had plans for, but I'm pretty sure that's what, I can't tell for sure. I really struggle too much to read labels, so I can't even tell you which one is which. But I'm pretty sure one is chocolate and I'm pretty sure one is mocha. So you got some lighter and some darker shades of your browns. So you can get a whole palette of sort of neutrals, right? You can get some nice neutrals. If you're colorblind like myself, I tend to try to not put a lot of bright colors together because I don't know what matches. So I might do some neutrals, and then, like the blanket behind me, we got 2 different browns, 2 different greens, and then a red and a canary yellow. I would be hesitant to try to blend a bunch of reds and pinks as somebody who's colorblind because I wouldn't know what shades go together. But with these browns, I would probably put a red or a pink, you know, or another bright color. So if you're looking for some nice neutrals, that's definitely a great option. I think, what else do I have here? I got one little skein in the gray. This is the 220 super wash, just the worsted weight. They got gray. Trying to think what else I brought here to show you all today. Oh, we got a lonely skein. This is the really red. Look at that. These are some pretty big, what do we call these? These aren't cakes. I think we call these donuts, right? I mean, yarn comes in so many shapes now. You got hanks, you got cakes. I think we call these donuts. So these are really the 220 yards. So people sometimes look at the price of these. I think they're about 11 something. But 220 yards, that can go a long ways. So this is the really red. I like it. I think it's great for Christmas projects and of course always baby projects. So I think that's about all the Cascade yarns that I brought. Oh, here's one more. They got the Cascade Fixation too, which is it can be another yarn for people with wool allergies because there's no wool in Cascade Fixation. It is a cotton and elastic blend. Because of the elastic, it is kind of a unique yarn. It's very stretchy. I don't even know what color I have here. I bought this several years ago. I have 3 of the 4 hanks have already been open, or the balls have already been opened. I do still have one in the plastic, and you can see the number on there. And I want to say this is like a purple blue, maybe somewhere in there, the purple blue range. I did already try to use it for a project once. And then I set the project down for a long time. Then I tried to pick it back up. I messed up. I couldn't figure out what I was doing. So guess what? I had to unknit the whole top. It was a tank top and it was almost done. And I had to rip it out and unknit the whole thing. And I just never went back to it. But you can tell 3 of my 4 balls have been worked. These were already in a project once. I think it's a great summer yarn. I think Cascade Fixation is probably a number 2 yarn. It's probably a sport. Here we can look at it. Since we got it out, you can look at it. What do you think? You think that's a sport weight? I would say that's probably, it's got a lot of stretch to it. You can see the elastic. Look at how stretchy that is. So you got to think about that when you're making projects. Do you want it to be pretty tight fitting? Because it's going to be pretty form fitting. That's the thing with Cascade Fixation. It's a unique yarn, so I would say anything that you want to make with it will be kind of form-fitting. So if you want a form-fitting tank, then this is great. If you don't, it might not be the yarn for you. Just saying. It doesn't have as much drape as some of your other cotton yarns because of that elastic. So I think that's about all of the Cascade yarns that I brought in here to show you. you want to see? Oh, this was the 220. I think it's getting dark in here. I'm betting some people want to. If you're new to my channel and you don't know yet, I am light sensitive. I am blind by light, so I tend to keep it dark. But I think it's getting darker in here, so I will turn on some light for you. Does that help? You know, I used to babysit a little boy, and he was like 3 years old, and we'd be playing, and he'd get really quiet, and I tried to explain him over and over that, you know, my eyes are different than his, and he'd get really quiet, and we were playing, and finally he'd say, May, can we turn on a light? It's dark in here. He was so cute. To me, I didn't even notice that it was getting dark, and he couldn't play. He couldn't race around his cars and build Legos and do all the things that he liked to do with me anymore, because it was dark, and I'm like, you know, oblivious. So I do tend to forget. I like it when it gets dark. It's more comfortable for me, but I do forget that some of y'all need light to see, especially these beautiful colors. So I'll hold that really red up again now that we got some light in here. You can look at the weight of it. What do you think of the weight of this particular yarn? I think that the 220 is, it's right between a 3 and a 4 in my opinion. I'll be honest with you. There's not a huge difference in the 220 and the 220 Sport. In fact, we can look at, I just have some 220 Sport. They call this 220 Sport, but I think most of us do think of the Cascade 220 Sport as closer to a DK, right? I think most, if you've worked with the Cascade yarns at all, and you look at the Sport, I would probably think of it closer to a DK, a number 3, as opposed to a number 2. And here are the two side by side, the 220 versus the 220 Sport. So yes, the Sport is definitely smaller than the 220. And for sure you get less yardage with the 220 Sport. You're not getting your 220 yards. But I don't think I would call it a sport weight either. I think I would probably call it closer to a number 3 DK. But I would also say that the 220 is right in between a 3 and a 4. Like the Sport is probably like a light DK, and the 220, I would call it a thin 4 or a thick 3. Yarns are very funny that way. I think this is right on the edge. Yeah. So you kind of, in my opinion, you kind of have to, you know, be the judge of it yourself and see if that's what you're looking for when you're trying to substitute yarns. Of course, if you have a pattern that specifically calls for a certain yarn, then by all means, if you can get your hands on that yarn and you want to use that yarn, you can. But I know that many yarns are discontinued, or you just can't find them, or you just, you know, you got what you got in your stash. So yeah, so this is part of what I love to show yarns that I have in the house, so that people can actually see it. So when I say there's a sale, you can actually look at that yarn and you can see a little bit of what you're getting. And then these are yarns that I already showed on the April 26th video. But I will show them to you again if you missed that video on Local Yarn Store Day. This is the Elspeth Lavelle. I'm not positive I'm saying that correctly. This is the Hempathy yarn. So it's a hemp. It's a cotton hemp blend. And this is the color. I want to say this is called Deep Mulberry maybe, which I believe is a purple. And I believe it's also a DK weight yarn. It is hemp, so it's kind of tough. It is. It's kind of a rougher yarn. Now, you know, some people do make garments out of this. I might even still make a garment out of it. I might make a skirt or something with it. But it's not, you know, it's not your softest cotton blend for sure. There's hemp in there. But they do have that yarn, and it can be really hard to find any kind of hemp yarns. If you like to make market bags and tote bags with hemp blends, this is definitely a nice strong hemp yarn that they carry. And this is the brown sheep cotton fleece in the color berry that I'm pretty sure this is the color berry. I think so. I'm almost positive. I don't know for sure. But I think this is berry. And this is a cotton wool blend. I don't believe this is superwash wool. So it's probably not something that you want to put in the dryer or even wash in warm water. It's a number 3 weight yarn, and the skeins are nice and good size though. They're definitely a nice size skein of yarn. And you can get a variety of the brown sheep yarns there. So Paradise Fibers has a lot of brands of yarn. You can get as I've shown you here, you can get your Malabrego, you can get your Cascade, but you can also get your Barocco. So if you like your Barocco yarn, you can get the Barocco Comfy, you can get Barocco Vintage, you can get Barocco Remix. They have what else? Oh, they've got the Noro. They don't have a lot of Noro, but they do have some Noro. If you're looking for certain Noros, you can go in and look for there. And just like most yarn sites, when you go in under products, you can look under yarns, and then you can search by brand. So they will also have your brown sheep. They've got some juniper moon, and they do have a little bit of Madeline Tosh. They have a variety of other brands right now that my brain is, I think they've got a little bit of Plymouth, not a lot of Plymouth, but a little bit of Plymouth. And they do have some of your higher end. I like that they have, that they have the Cherub DKs, that they have the Barocco Comfort, but they also have your variety. You can get your Madeline Tosh, you can get your Malabrego, and then this is one that I showed last time as well, and this is your Haiku Kabasi, and Kabasi stands for cotton, bamboo, silk, and then I believe it also has, I think this got a little bit of nylon in it, maybe for strength as well, possibly. And this is, I believe this is the DK, this is the fingering weight. Haiku Kabasi does come in a DK, but it's pretty hard to find. So I'm pretty sure that this is your fingering weight. And this is another yarn that's great for people with wool allergies, right? You got wool allergy and you're still looking for a nice fingering weight yarn, maybe for some socks. Or summer tank tops, or some shawls, right? This would be a great yarn for this. I like this yarn. It can be hard to find, so I like it. It's unique. So you can get your Haiku Kabasi there, and I think this is about been long enough. I think by now, hopefully, I've got you interested. And I did bring this. This was also in the April 26th video. This is a little baby cardigan hat. This is knit out of the Cascade Superwash 220 Merino. Now that is different than the Cascade 220 Superwash. It's a slightly heavier yarn. I would say that the Merino, so it's softer, right? Your 220 Merino is going to be softer than your 220, and I would say that it's just a little bit thicker. I would definitely call this one a number 4 worsted. It's just a little bit thicker and a little bit softer, and probably a little bit more expensive than the 220. But for me, it was worth it for these little baby garments. I mean, this is the I think this color is called lilac. I'm pretty sure it's called pale lilac, or it might be lavender. And this is a cute little baby hat with these faux lace cables and this little white satin bow. You create these little eyelets and you put the little bow in there. I did not design this hat. I got this out of a magazine several years ago. I don't remember which magazine, but it's super cute. And then I also designed this cute little cardi. I meant to make the cardi to match, but I designed the cardi myself. And, you know, no pattern. So I think the cardi might be a little bit too big for a baby whose head was the size for that hat. I'm not sure. And if you're blind or visually impaired, I did make the cardi from the top down. You got your little garter stitch band. And I just did some lace raglan shaping for the edges. So all you do there is you just, instead of doing a, for your increases for the shaping, you just do a yarn over and it creates a really nice little lace edging. And then I did a little eyelet round for some increases. Again, just added in some yarn overs and gave it this cute little ruffle. Oh my gosh, so thick and cute. Cute little ruffle on there. Yeah, that's adorable. And then some little garter stitch at the bottom. And unfortunately, I took 0 notes when I made this. So I don't ever know if we can remake this cardi. I don't know. Anyways, this is just a sampling of some of the products that you can get at Paradise Fibers. And there's way, way more. I only did some excavating for you in Yarn Mountain. When I say I have a mountain of yarn, I do. And I love it because what I want to create, I don't want to wait and go on the internet and wait a week for it together. I want to like get my hands and touch the yarn and feel what I need, right? So I love it when I can find a yarn sale. Even if I don't have a project in mind, I'm like 15% off. I'll take that. That way I have it in the house. And then when I'm trying to create something, I can just start touching my yarn and, you know, finding the right yarn for the project that I'm creating. So that is your Mother's Day sale from my local yarn store here in Washington State called Paradise Fibers in Spokane. So your code is MOM15, MOM15. That is Good Friday and Saturday. I don't know if it's Good Sunday. It says until, not through Mother's Day. So it literally might be just 2 days. So anyways, happy shopping, whether you're shopping for your mama or your sister or yourself. Who did that? Happy shopping. And to all the moms out there, of course, happy Mother's Day. Alrighty, well, that's your bonus video because I already did one. And I'm still working on a Finish It Friday video. So for now, bye-bye for now.
Pause button.